factor to consider is how much of the resource are each of the two products using. Certainly that's, something that we should be considering, but in and of itself might not be how we want to make our decision. Denise, what do you think? Have you done the math yet? She's working on it. And she's on exactly the right track. The decision rule, and you want to write this down, the decision rule for these types of problems, specifically for scarce resource problems, is you want to maximize contribution margin per unit of scarce resource. Okay, you want to maximize contribution margin per unit of scarce resource. So TJ's paying attention to how much of the resource is being used by the two products, very important, but is only part of the equation, if you will. So you want to maximize contribution margin per unit of scarce resource, okay? So what is the contribution margin per unit for bicycle frames? $5. What is the contribution margin per unit for golf clubs? $8. So which should they make? Golf clubs. Okay. I'm sorry?
I actually did like 80,000 divided by 8, and then that was 10,000.
Oh, that'll get you the same answer, but it'll just take longer to get there.
How did you get the answer you said?
I'm sorry?
How did you get the answer you mentioned?
Did you get the $5 and the $8? Do you know how we got those? We just, the $8, or let's see, what's,
Yeah, I see that now.
okay. And so we choose whichever one of those is biggest. So we're choosing the $8 one, which is golf clubs. We want to maximize contribution margin per unit of scarce resource. And here the scarce resource was titanium. But you can imagine in a production environment, it can be any number of things, right? It can be raw materials, as it was here. It can be direct labor time. It can be machine hour time. It can be space. It can be any number of things. In fact, the scarce resource, what is the scarce resource in any retail establishment? Physical space to display product for sale. That is the constraint in any retail establishment. Because invariably they would like to display more stuff than they have room for. Very good. Awesome. Question, comments, concerns, random thoughts? Not a one? Not even a random thought? No thoughts whatsoever. Just kind of zoned out or zoned in. I suspect students will say, Dr. Fessler, we are just very focused. I'm thinking about nothing, not a thing, but accounting. Isn't that right, Adam? Next problem is Morley Manufacturing. Is there anybody here from St. Louis? A few people. Why'd you come here rather than UMSL? Why'd you come here instead of UMSL? It's further away from home. That's not an unusual answer. Is that why you guys came? Farther away? Mom is not here. Or dad or whoever it is you want to be farther away from. It's cheaper?
It is.
That's random, isn't it?
Well, the cost. A little bit more expensive than we count housing.
But the tuition's cheaper here, which is in and of itself kind of random since we are in the same university system. But anyway, Dr. Morley is an accounting professor at UMSL. So if you ever get that way, you can say hello. And he knows I'm using his name in vain in a problem, so he won't be entirely surprised that you say hello. But you're welcome to say, he's an awesome professor, very award-winning professor. I'm sorry? If he teaches them, yeah. If he teaches something that you need. He and his wife are both very good. They're both there. Actually, I know 3 of the faculty there. I was in a PhD program with 3 of the faculty who are now at UMSL, believe it or not. So anyway, for some reason, a large chunk of them wound up there. So Morley Manufacturing, Adam Blood. What kind of a problem is that? Is this?
Special order.
It's a special order. Is that on the list? Is it allowed? Okay. So Morley Manufacturing makes computer monitors which sell for $150 each. Steve, which is his real first name, the CEO of Morley Manufacturing, and that's not really a real company, just to be clear, has received a special order, hence it's a special order problem, to produce monitors with a special logo. The special logo would increase the production cost of each monitor by $5 over and above the normal cost to manufacture these computer monitors. As detailed below, Morley Manufacturing has excess capacity, which is kind of important because, again, they don't have to stop producing something else to make this. That's an opportunity cost that makes the problem a little more complicated. So they have excess capacity and so can fill this order without disturbing production for their other customers. There's the information about it. Now the question is, as worded is, what is the minimum selling price Steve should accept for this order? The minimum selling price, conceptually, the minimum selling price is the price that would yield a profit of 0. Okay, so they're no better off, but no worse off than they would be without accepting this order. Now clearly, they would prefer to make more money than 0 on this special order, correct? Can you all agree that Dave, can you agree that they would prefer making money, okay? However, they're still no worse off if they make 0. So what the heck? So Sadie, what number? What is the minimum selling price Steve should accept for this order? How much? Just $5? Maybe not. Is that the only production cost for the? Clearly, that's an important number. She's latched onto a number that is most often ignored or forgotten. Okay.
Would it be $155?
$155? Me neither. You're confused right now? What's relevant? So if we make a computer monitor for $100, where did 150, how'd you get $150? Mathematically, how did you get it?
They sell their monitors for $150 each.
But we're kind of thinking about, this is a special opportunity. They're ordering a bunch of them. They're asking for a special price. And what the problem is asking for is, what special price would yield profit of 0? So in that case, we need to be looking at costs. And then whatever we think the appropriate cost is, the relevant cost is, then that's what we would set as a selling price. Okay. Laura?
So the direct materials cost?
So direct materials is going to be part of it. Laura, is that going to be all? She answered my question, did she not? I asked a yes or no question, and she provided a yes or no answer. It's $110. How'd you get that?
Well, for direct materials, direct labor, and variable manufacturing overhead, it's $105 plus the $5 in additional cost to put the logo on, would be $110.
What about fixed costs?
They're sunk.
They're sunk or irrelevant.
That too.
Irrelevant. The fixed costs, so that's what this problem is trying to get you to think about, is the fact that fixed costs, once again, 10 minutes after we did our last problem that had fixed costs in it, fixed costs are irrelevant, therefore not relevant to the special order opportunity. So what are the true variable or marginal or relevant costs associated with this decision?